Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to proceed with our help desk management system. So as you can see, this is our login screen. So I'm going to sign into the project. So this is our dashboard for those who are watching us for the first time. And as you can see, we have the number of tickets per category. That is the pie chart and the bar graphs. Then we also have the tickets down here. We have the ticket numbers, which are actually generated from the database. Then we have the title of the ticket, the description, the priority, the status, created by, created on, the number of comments, the comments, and the details. So as you can see on the sidebar, we have the recent tickets. So we've categorized these into recent tickets, whereby all these are actually all the tickets that we have. Then you have the assigned tickets. You can see here we have the assigned tickets, we have the resolved tickets, and we also have the closed tickets. Then you also have the ticket comments. So these are all the comments based on the tickets. We have the ticket categories, and you can see you can actually create a new category, and you also have the ticket subcategories. So when you're creating a ticket, you're actually able to select a ticket subcategory. For example, you see we have the priority, the main category, then it will give you the subcategories under that ticket. Then you also have the audit traits. So every activity that we do in our application, then you're able to track some of those activities. So if you see the details here, for example, this is an update action, and it was done to the city module. Then the table affected is the city. It was created on this particular day. This is the user who did that. Then we have the all values. Because this is an update, then we have an all values. Then we have the new values and the affected columns. Then you have the ID. So then we have we will be adding the error logs, so don't worry about that. Then you have the system users. So these are all the users within our application. Then you have the system codes. So we have all these codes here. So this is where we are grouping some of the options. For example, the male and female. So here I'll say gender. So gender is like a group. Then we have the system code details down here. So the group now, the system code details is kind of now the option. So if you look at the gender, which is actually the system code, then the system code here, we have the options which are male and female. So you can do that. Instead of add coding some of these options, you can actually create a table to track some of those options. Then you have the system roles. So these are all the system roles. So you can see you have the HR officer, the finance manager, the software developer, system administrator, and you can see the roles, the rights are actually assigned to roles. So if I just go to the HR officer, and you'll see we have the rights that the HR officer has been assigned. So you can select everything, or you can even remove everything within the system. So today we are going to complete some of the items in the roles so that we are able to see how we are actually managing some of these items. So for example, under tickets, I can maybe say this person will only access a ticket. So if you save, then you'll notice that that is the only kind of roles that are available for the HR officer. And you can change some of the roles here. So for example, you want to change the role for a software developer, and you can see everything that is checked, then it means that is the roles that they possess. So we have now the system, that is the departments. So you can create all the departments in the application. We have the system tasks. So the system task here is actually the actions, or even the modules and the main modules that someone can access. So this is where we are defining them. And if you are keen enough, you'll notice that some of these items here, like the system security, are actually what we are getting under system. These ones, you see these roles here, these are actually system tasks. So this is where we define them. Assuming we introduce another module, we'll now come here and add that particular module on the system task. Then the user profiles, these are now all the users, that is all the rights. So you can see the tasks, the role, created by and created on. So for example, HR finance manager, you should be able to see some of the items that they access just from this particular area. So you can see these are all the roles that they access. So you see the role here is the finance manager. They're able to see the ticket categories, the system roles, the countries, system security. So they're able to do that. Then we have the system settings. So you see this is password expiry. So you can define if your system maybe has a password expiry timelines, you can do that. Or even you have the ticket resolution timelines. And if you are keen enough, you'll notice that these ticket resolution timelines, that is the ticket resolution days, we're actually using them on the recent tickets. So if you come to recent tickets, you'll notice there is a duration here. You see the 82 days. So this actually counts the number of days that the ticket has been raised, but it has not been resolved. So if you come here, you can now maybe address those particular tickets. So let's just go back down to the countries. So you'll see also you have the countries. You can create a new country. And when you create a new country, you can also, from within the country, you can see the cities. So if I click, I'm able to see the cities. Then you have all the cities now down here. So what I want us to do today, you remember on our previous video, we were able to add some rights. And when we go to our application, so when you go to our applications, we have this navigation, that is the sidebar. So I want us to control these sidebars. So you can see you have the tickets, we have the recent tickets, the resolved tickets, the closed tickets. So if you go to, I'll just want to open now our system tasks. So if we go to system tasks, and I want us to now open let's just go to system roles, then I want us to open how the rights looks like. So you can see here we have the tickets. So here you can see we have the tickets. You can create, view, and delete. So in the tickets, we have some functions that we need to be aware of. So for example, you can see we have the assign and resolve. So we need to add another right that someone can resolve or even assign rights. So if we go to how do we do that now? To add any other right here, we do it under system tasks. So I'll just create. Then here I'll just say assign. So this is actually a permission now. Someone can assign rights. Then here we'll now choose the tickets. So tickets will be our main module. And we can say this is the fourth item. Then you can add another one called resolve. Someone can resolve tickets. So if you do resolve, so this will be our code and will be our right. We do also tickets. So if you select tickets, this will be our fifth role. That is right. So if we come back to our system, roles and go to assuming rights, you'll notice that we have added two rights here, assign and resolve. And you can see HR officer has not been assigned. So whenever you add a new right, then that person is yet to be assigned. So let's just confirm some of the items that we need to add. And we need to add all of these actions. For example, here you can see comments, details, edit, assign, and resolve. Then here we can also say someone can actually view the comments within the tickets. So if you can view the comments within the tickets, so we'll say tickets, and here we can say comments. This is the 7th. So we can actually even add that numbering to be automatically. So let's just see. I think that is the only. So if you come to assign, then we have here. So you can assign these rights to someone. So I think that is it. So let's just go back. We need to see any other. If you say resolve, then you can resolve. So I'm going to add another right called escalate. So someone can escalate a ticket. So you can say escalate. And you're going to see how we can escalate tickets on our next video. So I'll say that is another right. Then you can actually have this as an auto incremental field. So if we now come back to our tickets, then refresh, you'll notice that we have assign, resolve, comments, and escalate. So those are some of the new rights. So under comments here, so if you go back to our comments section, now tab, someone can view comments. So here we can add another right for comments. So you can see comments you can view. So let's say create. So this is another right. Someone can add a comment. And here you can say tickets. This is now ticket comments. So I'll just do ticket. Yes, so we need to say comments. So this, now we have a challenge. We need to know which comment is this. So I think I'll choose the one at the top here. Then this is the second. So if we refresh here, you'll notice that you have the create and view. So you can actually view a comment here. You can view a comment and you can add something else, maybe. So maybe edit. So let's add another right called update. So you can say update. And I think also this is another right on tickets. So I'll add it on tickets. So someone can update their ticket. I'll say 10. So if I do another one for update, I can do, sorry. So I can do update here for comments. So someone can update their comment. So, and if you just, when you are adding, if you go back to, you'll see we now have another update, right? And here we also have another update, right? Then under ticket categories, so someone can create. So let's just add that one, create. So this is how we are defining now permissions. Ticket categories, these are right. So if we go back to ticket categories, you can see we have create and view. What other things can someone do in ticket categories? I think you can create. Maybe we can even add a subcategory. I think that's it. Let's just have those two. And you are going to actually limit some of these options here, like the delete and edit. So then we have the ticket subcategories. So for the ticket subcategories, let me just go back. Yeah, I want us to add, which right do we have here? We only have view. So you can also have create ticket subcategories, create, we say this is the second. And if we refresh here, we have it under ticket subcategories. Audit trails, someone can only view. Error logs, I think we'll change there's a typing issue here. Then we can say view. Then we need to say error. Then this will be view. This one. So we'll now have a right under error logs. You see, we have error. So we'll change this typo here. System users, someone can view, create, modify, and I think we need to change one of the view there. System users. So we'll change that. So someone can view the user, create, modify, and view. I think that's the only thing. And then system codes, we need to add their rights as well. Someone can view. So we'll just do here view. So system codes, sorry, I'll do system codes. So someone can view. Someone also can create. So what other thing can you do on system codes? I think those are the only two items. So we are not allowing someone to delete. So then we can say, if we refresh here, you'll notice our system codes as now view and create. System code details, we need to add the rights for view. So system. So this is how we are adding now the rights, guys. And you can see we are doing it now dynamically. So we are updating these rights. So every time there is a new change in the system, then you need to update this. So I'll just say here view. Here view. Which one do we have here? We have the create. So I'll just do view. And this will be 1, 2. Yes, 1, 2. Let's just do 2. Then this should be system codes. Remember, you need to tie to the main, that is the parent. And if you refresh on this other end, then you'll be having your system codes create and view. System roles, someone can create a role or they can view roles. Then this is the first. Someone can also create roles. So if you say create, here create, and roles, system roles, and this is 2. And also we have another role called assign rights. So someone can be able to create role, but they cannot assign rights to the role. So you can maybe define that. So it also depends on how you want to define your system. So for example, this one you can see under system rights, under roles I've done view, create, and assign rights. So someone can create view, but they cannot modify the rights. Departments you can create, modify. So you can say here view. Someone needs to view the departments. So, and also some of these codes you need to standardize so that you don't get confused with them as time goes. So if you are using modify, you should use modify, not update. So it depends on how you want to arrange them. Then system tasks. So that's what we are doing now here. So you can maybe say someone needs to have the permissions to do the system tasks. So not everyone should be able to define it. So I'll just do that. And also people should have the rights to view. Not everyone should be able to view. So I'm going to do system task, and this is the second. So if we refresh our rights here, you'll notice that our system tasks now have create view. So we can also have the modify function. So these are an action now, system tasks, then this will be the third. Then what other, we have the system user profiles. So someone should be able to view if someone has the right to view. So this is only viewing. So if you don't have the right to view, then you cannot view user profiles. User profiles, then this is the first. So if we refresh, you'll notice that our rights are actually building up. So you have the create, view, modify, then user profiles. System settings, you can also do here. Create, someone can create system settings. And this should now be the administrator. So you should say system settings. And you can do here 1. I'll also say system settings. You can view if you don't have the actions to view. System settings. This is the second. So what other thing? Create, then you can have modify. So you can do modify here. So if you just do modify system settings here, system settings, system settings, then here I'll just do 3. So if you do that, then we will be able to have now our rights. Then we have, so you have the system settings, create, view, modify. Countries, you have create, modify. You can add the view action on our countries menu. So let's just do countries here. I'll just do 2. So under countries, we have the now create, modify, and view. Then system security, you have create, modify, and view. So there are some items that we don't have. For example, we don't have cities. So let's create cities. Cities now is our parent module. So we are going to create here cities, and we'll do that. Then we'll just do 1. So cities is our parent module. So if it's a parent module, we don't have to select the sub-parent. So we'll just create it. So then when we're creating now the children, this one now we'll do that and say this 2, and we can say this 1. Then here we'll now have cities. So we select that and save. If we come back to our rights here, you'll notice that we now have a main a right called cities, and we have a subchild called view. So you can also create cities. So you should have that particular right. Then we need to say here cities. So then this is 2. You can create, I think we had added the view. Then you can now modify. So I'll just do modify. So this is modify system tasks, and this is the third. Then that is it. So we now have our cities view. So let's just check which other right do we have. User profile, system roles. I think we've added every other item here. So I think we have everything on our application. So now to make these rights into action, if you just come back to each of the users, each of the role, you'll notice that you need to actually address their rights. So what I want us to do today, remember on our previous video, we were able to actually do this. So the first thing is, remember on our navigation menu, we need actually to just check the view rights. So if everyone has the view right, then you give them this particular navigation. So I'll just be doing, for example, can view ticket. I'll just do that. Can view dashboard, you can do that. So I can do the others. So for example, here, let's just start from the top. So dashboard, the tickets, then we have comments. So we'll just be doing here, can view. Let me just zoom this so that you're able to see. So you can say can view comments. So if someone can view comments, then you give them you check the rights and you can actually give them that particular action, that particular navigation. So if you go back here, so you have the comments, you have the ticket categories. So you can say it can view categories. And here you can say, so we need now to be aware of the code. You see this one? So we need now to be aware of the code. So if you go to system tasks and we say search here categories, system, you see ticket categories. So the codes are the one we are using. So you just pick the code and you go and have it here. Then subcategories. So this is the main category. So can view subcategories. And here you'll go back here as well. You use the code. And I'm going to. So the one important thing that you should be aware of, the codes that you are creating here, you see, the reason as to why we have these codes, they are very important because the system will be using them. So the only thing that you can let the users modify is the namings. So actually on your edit screen, you should always avoid having the codes actually being updated. So, and that is what we'll be enforcing in our application as we go along. So if you're new to this channel and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing and like the video. So let's just go to audits. So if we just click here, we need to say, we need also to check if you can view the audits. Can view audits. So if you can view the audits, then we need to get the audit code and you need to check the view rights. So if you can view, then you need to navigate to it. So then what other modules? So we'll need all the rights here. So system users. So here you'll say system users. So this is the users action. So I'll just be having here users. Then you can say can view. So we can have here can view users. So then if we have this, then we have our right there. So the next module is system codes. So I'll just do here system codes. Can view system codes. Can view system codes. And if we go here, I'll be using system codes, then dot full colon. Then we have the system code details. So I'll just do system code details. Then if we go back here, we have our system code details. Then, so you're actually adding all the rights here. So I'll just go back here, and I want to see the next module system role. So this is the code roles. So I'll be adding the roles. So system can view roles. Then any other permission we need to check is the departments. So I'll just check here departments. So can view departments. So this is departments. Then we can say this is, so we need to check here our code for departments. So I'll say department. So this is departments. So you can have it here. So another sidebar is the system tasks. So someone needs to have the right of system tasks. This variable can view system tasks, and we need to get the code. So system tasks. So this is the code. So we have it here. Then another is the user profiles. So you can add it down here. So can view user profiles, and you can have it profiles. So I'll just do profiles, and this is the code. So I'll paste it here. Then you can have another one called, you can say you can view what next, system settings. So I don't know if we added that system settings. So you can do that system settings. Then we search here system settings. We have it here. Then I'm going to have it down here. Then I'll just now check the other countries, then cities. So I'll just do can view countries. So every time we introduce a new module now, we need to control that here. So I'll be having countries. So these are our countries. And we can also do cities, and that will be it for our application now for you to navigate to the, so for the other rights, we'll be doing them on the individual pages. So you'll notice that this one I'm doing this on the layout menu. So you see here, I'm doing it on the layout menu. But in case you have this, you can actually subdivide your menu and have the sidebar in a different file. So you can actually do that on a different file. So since we have all these rights here, I can now control my navigation sidebar. So if you check on our previous video what we did, we were able to say if you can view ticket, then we provide you the option. So we allow you only to see that. So you can also say if you can view comments. So can view. So here will be can view comments. That is when we'll be given that particular right. This one will be can view ticket categories. So I'm going to close it down here. So I'll say can view categories. That is when you have that particular right. Down here, I'll also do if you can view, I'm going to close it here. If you can view subcategories, can view subcategories. That's when you have that. Audit trails, the same thing. If you can view the audit trails, then you'll be having that. Can view audits. That's when you have that. Error log, I don't know if we added that, so you can add that later. So this one is for users. So let's say can view users, can view users, then that is okay. We have the system codes. So I'm going to add the system codes, can view system codes, and also we have can view system code details. So I'm going to close it here. Can view system code details. So guys, if you have the best way on how you can do this, you can also recommend down below. Then we'll try out. So we're actually learning from each other. So can view. So here we'll have system roles. Can view. So I want to see how you guys implement it. So system roles. So you can actually comment down below and even share a link on how this can be done best. So I'll be happy to also learn from you guys. So this is can view departments. So I'll also have my system task here. So you can also refactor these and share with me. I'll be happy to see that. So for those who are watching this channel and you have not subscribed, we notice 90% of you guys are watching our videos and you have not subscribed. So if you're one of the 90 guys who are watching our videos and you have not subscribed, then you are not doing as good. So please consider subscribing, like the video, and you can even share. And in case you need the source code, you can also get or claim the source code down below, which actually goes a long way in ensuring that we provide you guys with the content. So, and if you feel you want to buy us coffee, you can always do that. You can buy us coffee using the link down below. That actually goes a long way in motivating us and even keeping us do most of these videos. So this will be can view countries. Countries, where is the countries? Can view countries. Then our last one is the cities. So I'll just do here and I'm going to close it here. Can view cities. So then I can format my application, my layout to look a bit in order. So you can see now we have our rights. So this is how my layout looks now. So from here, I think we need to add a dashboard. Someone may not be having the right to view the dashboard. So you can say can view dashboard, can view dashboard. So this is when now you can view this particular dashboard, and we'll be adding our analysis to the dashboard. So in our next video, keep posted and we'll be actually doing that. So you can see now our main navigation sidebar has these if conditions. So I'm going to relaunch our app now and try some of these rights so that we see if it is actually working. So that is what we wanted to show you today. For those who have been asking that you have a challenge in the permissions and the rest, so this is how I've added them. But in case you have the best way on how you can handle this, please consider subscribing, and you can also share some of the items or the best way you're actually doing this in any of your .NET project. So comment down below and I'll be happy to learn. Even you can share even a sample project or even share a link or comment on the best way to handle this. So this is our login screen. So I'm going to sign in. And if you notice, we might actually miss some items. You see, our rights has been modified. So we don't have rights. So I don't know which particular profile now has the rights. So let's first uncomment one of the rights, then we will assign ourselves. So we need to uncomment the, I think we have it, system roles. Yes, we need to uncomment the system roles sidebar. So we've locked out ourselves from the application. So you can now see our application is actually working. So we need to go to system roles. So I'm going to uncomment this. Then we'll comment it back after assigning ourselves rights. So we've locked out ourselves from the system. So let's just launch and see how this works. So I'm going to assign myself rights of the entire system so that we are able to see. And you can notice that the main module now here in our application that has a lot of powers is the system roles. So if you're able to access this module, you see this one, system roles, then you can manage now the rights. So I'm going to assign the rights to the system administrators. So I'll tick everything and you can see it is selected. Then I'll save. Then I'll also tick for the software developer. everything and save. And I think then administrator, then and save. So if I now sign out, let me just return our roles here. So I'll just return this. I'll also return this. So if I now relaunch our app, we should now be able to see all the rights that we've been doing. So, and that is now the reason. So you can see here, we actually, this main module for system roles is actually a very good module. And if you don't have access to that module, then you might not be able to even assign rights to yourself. So it's something very important. So I think we are assigned to a different role, if I'm not wrong. So I don't know which role we are in, because if you go back to system, let me just sign out. I think I'll need to sign in with a different account. Admin, so let me try. I'm going to access this. So I need to check which role we are in. So let me just uncomment again. And I need to remove this. Yeah, I think we added it wrongly, but we are going to control that later. So let me just comment this code again. I don't know which role I'm in. I need to know that. So, and also let me just uncomment the user's role so that you're able to see which role I am in. So this one. Sorry, so I'm going to comment this and comment this. So if we update our app, it should tell us now the kind of role that we are in. You should now be able to see that. So let's just see. So I'm able to see, let's just see. I need to see the rights, the users. Yes, this one. So you see these users here. I think we don't have yes, we have this guy here called a macro code. Where is it? We have the guy called macro code at Gmail. You see this guy here? I think it's the guy we've logged in with. Software developer is the role. So if you go back to system roles and we say software developer, then this guy has a lot of rights. So I don't know why we are not able to see that. So if we don't see that, then let's just log out. And I want us to go back to, let's uncomment our rights. Then we try to see. So I want us to uncomment this. And we need to check as to why we are not getting all the views. So if that is the case, I'll save that and modify. Then I want us to put in a breakpoint somewhere here. Then we should be able to see. So if we log out, and sign in, let me just stop that. I want us to check if we are getting the permissions here. So I think there is something that is not happening on our permissions. So we are not getting all the permissions, and that's why we are not able to see some of the sidebar navigation. So if I click this, it should hit a breakpoint somewhere here. There we go. So all our permissions, as you can see, these are all our permissions. So I'm going to just put them on a text, as you can see down here. So yeah, I see now why we have the problem. So for example, like system, for example, we have the tickets, that's okay. Comments is the code. So the issue could be the code actually. So comments, then categories. So this one is actually ticket categories. So that's why. So this one, we're actually using the description. I don't know if this is the correct thing. So I don't want us to use the description here. So what I want us to do if we go to my user claim principal, I want us, instead of using the task that parent.name, I want us to use this one. We use the code. For the parent, we use the code. So let's just remove that. And for those who want to see how my user claim principal is, so this is a very important item in our user permission. So this is one generating the claims, and this is how it looks. So if you want, it actually get all the roles for that particular user, and you can actually find you get, if you check if there's any role, then you need to get all the permissions, and you're actually adding them in a list as a string, then you're adding them as a claim. So if we do that, so we'll be using now the code instead of the name. Then the next thing is the name. So I want us to use the parent is the code, and we don't need to use the name. So someone can modify the name. So if I sign in now, I should now be able to get the results of what I want. So if we check the user permissions, so you'll notice that now we are using the codes. For example, the categories, you see we have the categories. Then we have I think there are some items that doesn't have the codes. So I don't know how we are going to use them. You see departments. So we have departments.create. I think that's okay. Security, countries. Yeah, I think we are okay. So if I just do that, I should now be able to see everything in our application. So you can see I'm able to see everything because we have all these rights. So assuming I want to manage some of the items, for example, users. So let's just go to users. And I want us to create some of the, for example, I think we'll register one of the user. Or you see this guy, macro@gmail.com. So this guy is an HR officer. So if we go to roles, then HR officer, we say that this guy should only be able to see the ticket. So let's just log out and sign in as macrocode@gmail. So this guy is an HR officer. So you can see the guy is able to only see the tickets. But I think she can also see the comments and the other things here. So if we go to, let's just log out. So I want to see the permissions that the guy has. So I'll just log out. And if we go back, you notice that the guy has some permissions here. So you'll see the permissions. So these are all the permissions. You have the comments, the ticket categories, and all these things. So we need to remove them. So how do we do that? So let's just go back and sign in as a macro code. So I'm going to remove this one. And you see we have all our rights. So if we go to system roles, assign rights, then if we select client, go back to HR manager, you'll notice that HR manager, you see, they actually had some rights. So if I unclick and select that, save the items. So these are the only rights that they have now. So if I sign out and sign in as the HR manager, you'll notice that I only able to see the tickets and I think system codes. So we should now be able to control this. I think we need to check as to why this is happening. But you can see it is actually giving us that only. So if I sign in as a super admin, I'm able to see everything. So I'm going to leave it there for today. If you're new to this channel and you have not subscribed, consider subscribing, like our video, share our videos. And in case you need the source code, you can claim the source code using the link down below. This actually goes a long way in ensuring that we post more of the videos. That is it for today, and see you in our next video. Bye.